Today, I was two young men in the valley. They did not have possession of their passports. Their passports are sitting with the police. You sit down and you talk with these young men, and you see wonderful children. Wonderful children just have not been given a chance. Have not been given a chance. And that's what we are presiding over, and we're saying we are moving forward, and Anguilla is thriving. We are moving forward. If you go down by Viceroy in the morning, go by Viceroy, walk to Mead Bay Beach at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you will see hundreds of people who don't look like us, working. Meanwhile, some of our young men in the valley, right here in the valley by the young man who actually washes cars, say, I would do anything. I would do anything. I just need to make some money. I just want to feed my child. Meanwhile, we have Indians, hundreds of them, working, and our people are hurting. Our people are hurting. If any of you doubt this, I say go and just walk the beach on Mays Bay about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. You will see hundreds of them working while our people are starving. And you know who has allowed them to come to our country? You know who has allowed them to come to our country? Guys, this is sad stuff. It's sad stuff. So I think now, because I remember the things I want to talk to you about: the economy, the social environment, healthcare, education, culture, and the environment. I'll now speak to you briefly on my views about what's going on in health. I met a lady this evening. Her mother, 80-something years old, has got to pay in advance to get basic health care at the hospital. And if you don't have the money, there'll be no attention. All people we're talking about, all people. There was a story a few weeks ago where a lady with severe toothache went to our dental unit, and she did not have $500 to pay to have her tooth extracted. And she went back home. This lady did not have the cash at all. So what she had to do, she just bought medication to suppress the pain. Suppress the pain. This is our country we're talking about. This is our citizens we're talking about. This is a lady who was very much involved in the Anguilla Revolution in 1967. And by the way, it's interesting that we talk about the Anguilla Revolution maybe a little bit more. You know, the leaders of the folks who we have today running our country, let's talk about where they were. Osborne Fleming was living in St. Croix during the Anguilla Revolution. Fact. Victor Banks' mother sent him out of Anguilla because she did not want him here to be around the rebels during the Anguilla Revolution. Fact. Kenneth Harrigan, yes, he was busy. He was a sailor in those days. His brother Auckland served this country well and honorably. McNeil Rogers, I've heard him boast about during those days, they were the bootleggers. They used to float casks of rum ashore. I heard him laugh about that up to maybe just before he got involved in politics. You know, they used to go, and there was a boat that was owned by Clifford Reed and somebody else. And in the middle of the night, they would throw these casks of rum and float them ashore. Yeah? And at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, around our house, the trucks were all over the place, all over the night, to Forest Bay, hustling, depriving the country of customs duties. The country was not getting customs duties. Fact. This is a fact. Yeah? This is a fact. The country was not getting the duties that was needed to pay civil servants. That's a fact. Thank you for your applause, but you can stop now. Thank you for your applause. You can stop now. Yeah? So this is where things were, my friends. Meanwhile, while that was going on, my poor nervous father was sitting in a chair, smoking cigarettes, looking outside to make sure that he was safe and his family was safe. That guy, my father, hardly slept at night. Fact. Stressing over this country. Fact. That's what was going on. And by the way, while my father was there doing the politics, I was fixing the cars. I was fixing the cars and bringing this might surprise you. When I was about 10 or 11 years old, I used to rebuild engines by myself. Rebuild engines by myself. I kept our family going during the years of the revolution. From 19, matter of fact, when I was 10 years old, I got my middle finger here crushed. And if you look at my middle finger today, yeah, crushed at age 10, working on cars, keeping the family going. I was in 6th standard in primary school. Fact, yeah? This is where I came from, guys. This is where I came from. I'll tell you what though, I don't worry about the past. What we gotta worry about is the future. We gotta worry about where we are gonna take this country. Yeah? But I'll tell you what, my humble beginnings, and there are many people who think I'm proud. I'm proud of the fact that I steered my life in a particular path.
Thank you.
But I'm not proud as a human being, because I know where I came from. The first underwear I wore, I found it up in the forest. It had to be long to either bummy or Raymond. Yeah? I found it in the forest. And when I started primary school, because I had 4 sisters before me, 4 girls, I wanted to go to school dressed just like them, with a jumper, you know, the pleated thing, and the blouse under there. I wanted to go to school dressed just like them, because I grew up like a girl. But I'll tell you what I did. It softened my heart. It made me care for people. It gave me a conscience. It told me, boy, you gotta go over there and do the right thing. So from a very early age, I was out there forging ahead, trying to make a difference in my life, in the lives of my brothers and sisters, and everybody I come in contact with. I come from a family, we give a lot, but you don't know. Because what we don't do, we don't stand up on the rooftop when we give. We don't stand up on the rooftop when we give. Our family, brothers and sisters, here and overseas, constantly giving and giving and giving, but you don't know. I had a situation not long ago. My pastor in the church called me and he said, Brother Hodge, thank you. There's some people who you gave some help to in South Hill. They thought it was the church that gave it, the church. Because what I do every Christmas, I don't give my children gifts. What we do, we take stuff around this whole island and we use a list that we get from the welfare department. And we go around and give stuff to people all across this island, not based on politics. West End, Island Harbor, all around. You don't know about it. When I was at Cayman West, many days, and people like Avon who sat in the office next to me would know this. People would come in to see me all the time because they have pressing problems. They come in, I take out my personal paycheck and I write a check. But you know what? You don't hear about that. And you won't hear about that. Yeah? I mean, I've written checks up to $4,000 or $5,000 when there were real issues. Helping people to move their lives forward. I'm a fundamental believer that when you throw stuff on the water, it comes back to you. And God has been good to me. God has been good to me. God has been good to my brothers and sisters. God has blessed us as a family that is 12 of us by our parents. And the only thing that we ever have to do, we wear glasses, a few of us got to wear glasses to read. And that is because God has been good to us. Yeah? And my mother was a stalwart when it comes to prayer. She prayed us through all kinds of challenges and difficulties. A prayer warrior. Yeah? But it's not about me. So I'm going to talk to you now about health.